Today on AMR, two people were killed and two police officers were injured in a shooting in a supermarket. O.J. Simpson's son is accused of improperly claiming his late father's Las Vegas home, according to a new lawsuit. Our sit-down interview with RNN correspondents Kayla, Vigil, and Yzabella Cruz as they talk about their latest project on the network. Plus, Trump's first 100 days in office, the latest news on his administration. I'm Anthony Martinez, and here is my report. Welcome to AMR. Two people were killed and two police officers were injured in a shooting at a supermarket in Indiana on Monday evening. Police received a call around 5:30 p.m. about a shooting at Martin's supermarket when officers arrived at the scene and found two victims dead inside. Police say officers exchanged with the suspect outside the store and two officers were shot during an exchange of gunfire. The suspect was shot and killed. Both officers were transported to a local hospital. One was treated and released from the hospital. The other one remains in the hospital but in stable condition as of Monday evening. Here's what a witness recounts about the events during that evening while she shot.
Then we heard a pop, and honestly, I thought it was a balloon that popped. Call me crazy, but I just thought it was a balloon. We all looked around, and then I saw everybody starting to duck. So of course, like I said, I'm pregnant and very. I noticed my surroundings a lot more, I guess. And anyway, so everyone ducked, so I ducked, and then after that, I would say there was 6 to 8 more shots, just one right after another. So I was just down on the ground, just frozen. Obviously, I didn't want to run while there were still gunshots going, but all I could think while I was down there was of my kids. And if he came around that corner, that I thought I would probably be gone or shot as well.
O.J. Simpson's son, Justin Simpson, is accused of improperly claiming his late father's Las Vegas home, according to a new lawsuit by Malcolm Levine. The special administrator of O.J. Simpson's estate filed the suit on January 6 against Justin Simpson's company, Primary Holdings LLC. It alleges that Simpson moved into the property after his father's death on April 10th. Primary Holdings, which is solely owned by Justin Simpson, has allegedly refused to repay the estate the money O.J. Simpson invested in the property. At the time of his death, O.J. Simpson owed money to Internal Revenue Services, the families of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. He was famously acquitted of their murders in 1995, but was found liable in a separate civil trial for their deaths and was ordered to pay $33.5 million. Now to Trump's first 100 days in office has started since last week when he took the oath of office on January 6th. But we have a lot of news that has happened since and has happened today as well. President Trump's administration is set to offer every single federal worker the chance to take a deferred resignation with a severance package of roughly 8 months of pay and benefits. A senior administration official said that they expect at least 5 to 10% of the federal workforce to quit, which is estimated to lead around a $100 billion savings. The offer is set to go out to federal workforce through a new system the Trump administration set up that gives officials the ability to email all federal employees at once. The email will be a draft resignation for them to review, and if the person wishes to resign from their title and from their position, they will be able to reply with the word resign. Very simple, very straightforward, just resign. This is something that was used by tech billionaire Elon Musk, who is now in charge of the Trump Department of Government Efficiency. He infamously sent out a similar email to employees shortly after he took over Twitter, which he later renamed to X. But the White House has not officially said whether he was involved in the current efforts. The subject line of the email sent to federal workers is a fork in the road. That's the subject line employees will receive. That's how you know the email was sent if it reads in quote a fork in the road. Press Secretary Carolina Levitt made her debut in the White House briefing room where she defended President Donald Trump's plans to slash federal spending and its mass deportation efforts. She is the youngest person to serve as the White House press secretary. Faced repeated questions as well on the decision that was made to unexpectedly freeze federal aid on Monday night. She argued that this was what America expected when they elected Trump and that these latest actions by his administration are simply fulfilling a promise. She also previewed a shift in Trump's administration approach to press and operations in the White House by inviting independent news media journalists and social media content creators to produce news-related media. The announcement, delivered to a packed room, promises traditional norms inside the James S. Bradley briefing room that has privileged legacy media outlets for years, but we know Trump isn't a big fan of the media. He really says everything is fake news, minus Fox News if you put it out there, but he really does not like any of the major networks like CBS, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, and others. Fort Worth. Here's what she said.
Absolutely. And as I said in my opening statement, Matt, it is a priority of this White House to honor the First Amendment. And it is a fact that Americans are consuming their news media from various different platforms, especially young people. And as the youngest press secretary in history, thanks to President Trump, I take great pride in opening up this room to new media voices to share the president's message with as many Americans as possible. In doing so, number one, we will ensure that outlets like yours, Axios and Breitbart, which are widely respected and viewed outlets, have an actual seat in this room every day. We also, again, encourage anybody in this country, whether you are a TikTok content creator, a blogger, a podcaster, if you are producing legitimate news content, no matter the medium, you will be allowed to apply for press credentials to this White House. And as I said earlier, our new media website is whitehouse.gov/new media. And so we encourage people to apply. Again, as long as you are creating news-related content of the day and you're a legitimate independent journalist, you're welcome to cover this White House.
She opened her first briefing with an announcement on all the drones that had been spotted through New Jersey during Biden's administration late last year.
And before I turn to questions, I do have news directly from the President of the United States that was just shared with me in the Oval Office. From President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy. A statement from the President of the United States to start this briefing with some news. And with that, I will turn it over to questions.
She was also questioned about the firing of career Justice Department prosecutors who worked on the special counsel Jack Smith's investigation on Donald Trump. She said Trump is, in quote, the executive of the executive branch, and therefore he has the power to fire anyone within the executive branch that he wishes to. She also told reporters would hear from her and Trump as much as possible, though she did not offer specifications on how exactly and how often that would be. Trump has taken dozens of questions from reporters in the Oval Office, on Air Force One, and during opportunities since he took office last week, and is, in quote, the best spokesperson that the White House has, she said. Now, moving a bit on shifts to our own news, RightNow News announced their upcoming original series called Inside Indio, which is centered around the city of Indio, which is known for hosting Coachella and Stagecoach, two of the biggest festivals. But it's more than that. You know, the city has a great community, has a lot of local businesses, events, and even go spots for people who travel, whether it's during the weeks of the festival or even before or after that. I got to sit down with Yzabella, Cruz, and Kayla Vigil, who are RightNow News correspondents and hosts of the new show Inside Indio. Take a look. Joining us today on AMR is Kayla Vigil and Yzabella Cruz, RightNow News correspondents and host of the upcoming series Inside Indio. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
I'm excited to have you on. We're going to be talking about your upcoming project. You both of you are hosting, along with me, a show around the city of Indio. Tell us more about it.
So Inside Indio is
a show that brings light to local businesses, and not just the festivals that go on. It's not just the festivals that go on every year. It's also local businesses and businesses that are not really known. And so it brings light to those businesses. And I hope that you, after watching this, you become curious and go visit the places that we are filming.
Yeah. So the show helps the community explore what the city of Indio is, but it also helps travelers who come into the city, especially during the time of Coachella Fest and Stagecoach, because the city is known for that. But the city is also more than that.
Yeah, it is.
What do you hope to discover as you host episodes and as you go around the city?
I really wish that as we continue discovering these businesses and bringing them to awareness, that we will also like find so many cool things. We'll find so many good businesses. I already know way more than, like as she said, the festivals. We can just, it'll be fun. I hope it'll be getting there. Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I feel like there's businesses that I've never been to, and I hope that while filming this, we'll grow a deeper perspective on Indio and the things that are here, because it's not just the festivals, you know?
Yeah.
Not just the fun tourist stuff.
So tell us, how was the show proposed to you? I proposed it to you, but how did you like feel when you saw that, you know, this was something you've never worked on? Tell us more about that.
So I was, you know, casually living, and Anthony texted me, and he was like, you know, we're starting the show, and it's been there, you know, for like a year and a half, and I mean, it's the first time that's actually coming to light, like it's actually being made, it's actually being filmed, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds amazing. I mean, what's not cool about that, right? Filming and going around Indio, it's awesome. And I was like, heck yeah, you know what? I'm so about it. So yeah, it was just brought to me by Mr. Anthony here, and I'm so glad that I took it because it's so fun. I mean, I'm not gonna say too much, but right now we're working on a home episode. But it's so fun. I mean, going around filming around campus. Can I say that? Yeah, it's so fun, and yeah, I'm just so grateful that Anthony here proposed it to me.
I was introduced by Kayla over here. She thought of me. I'm so glad she did. She thought of me when coming into this project, and she proposed the idea to me. She talked to me what it's about and everything, and I was like, oh my gosh, heck yeah, I would love to do that. I'm so glad she thought of me when it came to mind.
Yzabella's a very creative person, and so he said, do you know anyone who works with cameras? Do you know anyone creative? I said, Yzabella Cruz.
Yeah.
Yzabella Cruz. Like, this girl is an artiste.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she was like the first person that came to mind.
I mean, you guys were originally hired as an intern and PA as a personal assistant to the show. You know, this was going to be a one-man show, and I was going to host it.
Can you imagine Anthony Martinez hosting a show by himself?
I know, that would be crazy. But our first episode, as much as I could say, it's going to be of Indio High School, and it does 3 segments, which fit perfectly on like having us all host a segment. And I remember Yzabella was doing theater, and they were performing. I think it was the day before or the day of, but they were performing their play, and Yzabella and we were going around, and she was basically just doing camera work, and we were getting audio and interview.
We were being assistants.
And that day was not a good day for me, so I kind of like threw Yzabella right into it. So now technically she was just thrown the segment into, but she did very well.
Yeah, I think she did a great job.
And then that's where then I already knew Kayla for a bit, and I was like, I feel like this should be. It's a show about community, and I feel like we should have a community of a host as a group. And I was like, well, you know what? I've seen Yzabella's work, and I know Kayla will do great, and she has. So it was like you guys quickly just got promoted, and like, you know, we didn't even get to announce that you guys were joining as interns before we announced that you guys came as correspondents. But talking about like you guys hosting the show isn't fully done yet. We're still on episode 1. A lot of delays and all the things going on there. But tell us, how has it been like talking to people, and especially because the first episode is here on Indio High School where we're filming on today. Oh, well, your segment had to do with the Palm Springs International Film Festival, so you really didn't go around campus.
That's so exciting.
Tell us more about that.
Yes, so I hosted the Palm Springs International Film Festival here at school, where they have a student screening day. And I mean, never would I have thought first year of high school I'd be hosting such a thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's fabulous. I get so excited talking about it. I get so excited, and I got to work. I got to talk to the producer, Tracy. She's fabulous. I mean, the movie, it was just such a beautiful piece of art, and I'm so grateful that.
Say which movie we watched?
Yes, it was called Bob Trevino Likes It, right?
Yeah, y'all should watch it too.
Yeah, you guys should watch it. March when it comes to
You will see
theaters.
her interview with Tracy. It was when we put Kayla to do the International Film Festival. Obviously, she had never gone to the real thing or never gone to a student screening thing, so she had no clue what was gonna happen.
I know, I was like, what's going on?
But like, she asked very good questions, and I'm excited to have everybody see that. And especially because the movie was such a personal story to her. The questions you asked were very, very good. And it's like, the show might be very long, but like it's very worth it.
I was so nervous. I was so nervous because first of all, okay, talking to someone new, someone that it's like, you know, you just saw their film, their whole life story basically. An important situation that happened to them in their life. You just saw that, and then you're gonna go up to them. Obviously, there's like kind of a feeling of, oh my God, like she's like famous, like she's so cool. You know what I mean? It's a feeling of admiration. So going up to her, I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie with you. I was nervous, first of all, because she was just wonderful. Second of all, I had never done this before. Never in my life have I done this before. So I hope that it came out well, and I'm so grateful for the producer. I'm so grateful that she decided to put her life story out there because it's so beautiful and so deep. And it was beautiful. And the whole festival was very fun. I mean, we got to meet lots of people, got to see lots of people, and I'm so glad that the students also enjoyed it because it was an amazing film. Amazing time. I loved it so much. I loved it.
So Yzabella, you did, as we mentioned, theater. We kind of did do a 2-in-1 kind of project thing because we filmed the whole theater, which will be, we'll also be streaming on here. Who knows when? But it was a kind of thing of like we were gonna all be there, including our videographer and sound guy, Dart and Sophia. But things happened, and we were there by ourselves, and we were filming. And she asked questions. She was talking to cast. She was talking to people. We got a behind the scenes tour. Tell me, how was that? Especially because I threw you kind of in last minute.
He threw her under the bus. Sorry.
I feel like I kind of threw myself in actually, because. What is it? I can tell that you haven't really prepared the questions.
Yeah.
To expose you right now. I'm so sorry. No, it's because...
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong on that.
Yeah, it's because you had told me before we were about to film that you haven't prepared any questions.
Yeah.
And our people were absent. We couldn't really... We couldn't really make questions or come up with any.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, let me start coming up with questions as we interview them.
Yeah.
And also, you're kind of busy holding the camera. It was gonna be too heavy for me.
Yeah.
So you're busy holding the camera, and I was like, I have the sound and the mic and everything, so I was just like putting myself into it.
Yeah.
As if I was the interviewer, like last minute, and plus I have a little bit of experience with being on broadcast and filming and stuff. So I really had just winged in and did whatever I could.
Yeah.
That was the most perfect wing I've ever seen in my life. Marla.
Tell me, what were the that was so fast. I was curious you guys were. But tell me about what were the challenges? I know especially filming my segment of yours because we did leadership here. We had a lot of technical issues, but what were challenges you guys faced in this?
You know what? Our sound guy lost filming.
Audio.
Can't see.
Yeah.
We lost our audio and we had to redo the interview, and we were there for 40 minutes.
I think it was an hour.
Yeah, it was like an hour.
It was like an hour.
No,
we didn't get to eat lunch.
Yeah,
That's true. We had to skip lunch.
I know.
So we're excited to see the project. It's premiering. First episode will premiere later this mid-year, before the summer. That's what we're hoping for. Also, the film that Yzabella worked on for the play that will also be premiering later this year. Thank you guys for coming on to this show. We're excited to see your work and future episodes as well.
Thank you so much
so
for having us. I hope that after you've seen this, you grow a little curiosity to go on and visit the places that we filmed.
And if you're not from here, you know, travel
Come on,
by.
come on! I know. Yeah.
I hope this show brings awareness to all our businesses out here. Not just like, as we were saying, the fun, exciting festivals, the dates, everything. We just hope this show brings so much awareness and people, like she said, curiosity, and people would love to come over here.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you guys for being here. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Inside Indio!
Had a great time talking to them. You'll be able to catch Inside Indio's first episode later this year around spring to summer, and rest of the episodes will start its production later this year, as well as one episode is hosted by one of us, the other one by the other, and so forth. But in other news, federal enforcement agencies are targeting 3 U.S. cities per week for the large-scale immigration arrest, with Aurora, Colorado to come next. 3 sources familiar with the planning told NBC News. So far this week, immigration and custom enforcement agents, along with other federal law enforcement agencies, have forced arrests in Chicago and operations that began Sunday, and New York City, where arrests begin Tuesday. Those efforts will shift to Aurora for the operations beginning Thursday morning, the sources said. Aurora, which is about 40 minutes outside of Denver, was the focus for President Donald Trump during his presidential campaign, as he said the city had been infected, in quote, infected by Venezuelans, referring to the reports of criminal activity by Venezuelan gang. City officials pushed back on Trump's rhetoric, and the police chief Todd Chamberlain told NBC News that Aurora is a very safe place. Sources familiar with the plans to carry out Trump's promise of mass deportation operation says ICE field officers across the country have been told to increase their routine operations to pick up more migrants. Those operations may include some federal law enforcement agents from other agencies, they said. In addition, agents across federal agencies will fly into 3 cities per week for larger operations, for one source described as an all-hands-on-deck approach to boost the numbers of arrests. On Sunday, acting ICE director gave directions to leaders of ICE field offices to increase their daily arrest numbers to a goal of 1,200 to 1,500, according to 2 sources familiar with the internal meetings. One source describes the number as a goal meant for motivation, while others say it is a quota, and that agents may be penalized for not meeting it. The Washington Post was the first to report on ICE and their goal to arrest about 1,200 to 1,500 migrants a day. As a result of the directive, agents are now arresting more migrants who have no criminal records. A senior Trump administration told NBC News nearly half of the 1,200 arrests on Sunday were not considered criminal arrests. Google said Monday its maps will use the names for the Gulf of America favored by President Donald Trump, Gulf of America, when federal maps make the switch. An executive order that he signed first day back in office on January 20th, Trump ordered to the Interior Secretary to make the changes within 30 days. Trump order says that the new names would need to be reflected in the GNIS run by the U.S. Geological Survey, part of the Interior Department. In a statement on X, Google suggests that any GNIS-driven name changes for Google Maps would take place as matter as long-standing policy, which is, in quote, we have a long-standing practice of applying name changes when they have become updated in official government resources. That's what the statement says. If the new names aren't recognized outside of the U.S., the accepted names in each country will be reflected on Google Maps. The company said, meaning the Gulf of Mexico will remain as its name outside of the U.S., but will be changed to Gulf of America on Google Maps in the U.S. That does it for today's show. Have a good week, and we'll be back for another report as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up, share the video. And if you want more content, follow us on social media at _RightNow News, or follow me directly at Tony Martinez Now. Anthony Martinez Reports is a RightNow News signature production, copyright 2025 RightNow News.